Today is day one of the Finding Yourself Through Music and Shit video blog series. Um, the song that I picked today for the first song is a song called Common People by William Shatner. This is your cue to go look it up. So, now that you've come back, you've listened to the song, you've heard it, you're probably thinking, why in the hell is this a day one song? You're probably wondering, what the hell is this shit? That's not even music. He's talking, not singing. Yeah, well, a lot of people said that about rap music when it first came out. They said, well, that's not real music because you can't whistle to it, or that's not real music because he's not singing. Well, you know what? That's what makes music such a great medium, is because it can incorporate so many different things, so many different ideas, and that is the number one reason why this is a day one song. Yeah, who's this guy that's singing along with them? Yeah, well, that's just kind of how music is. The dude's name is Ben Folds Five, and he is the musician, the artist that's going along. And well, yeah, you can look all that up later and decide for yourselves whether you like it or not. But that's the point. This is my song, my list, my rules. You listen along, you enjoy or not. It's up to you. The first reason that this is a great song is because it's so anti-socialite. It's so anti-celebrity, so anti everything that's wrong with TV and the reality series and all of that bullshit. This is so against that. The people that are like, I'm so up here, way up here, and you're just down here, you little peon, and I'm up here, blah, 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 bullshit. Well, here's the thing. We all live in this same world, and it's as if they can't even fathom what a normal regular person's life would be like. And so that's one of the things that I really like about this song. um, you can actually see in the lyrics when he says, you will never understand how it feels to live your life with no meaning or control and with nowhere else to go. That is kind of an everyday life. We get up in the morning, we go to work, we do our thing, we come home, we make dinner, we go to bed, we do it over. That's a normal kind of life. Yeah, I mean, outside of the, you hang out with your buddies and you do something every now and again. That's just our lives. We don't get on a boat and sail off to wherever and fly off to another country. And we don't do all these things because we don't have a cajillion dollars to just spend and do whatever we want. If you think about it and really look at that one line, if you were to grab some kid by the front of his shirt and tell him, as angry as you can think, you will never understand what it feels to live your life with no meaning or control and with nowhere left to go. I mean, that's really kind of an impactful statement to say to somebody. The second thing about this song is there's this underlying anger in this really basically happy song. One of the things that you find out is this upper crust. There's a lot of people that don't like them because they're up there and it's perceived that they're looking down on us. And so here's kind of the summary of the way this song goes. Um, Number one, they're up here and we're down there. Number two, they can come down to our level whenever they fucking feel like it, but we can't go up to their level. Number three, they feel as if they're on a level of royalty and that they can pretty much do whatever they want. But in order for them to come down to our level, they have to put on a disguise and they have to, you know, the glasses and a baseball cap as their disguise, like we won't know who they are. Um, so that way they could blend in with us common folk. And the way that they do that is they will say things like, I'm going to live on minimum wage for a week and see how bad it really is. Or I'm going to go live in a shitty apartment and see what it's like for everyday folk. But what it boils down to is you just took a year, or not a year, you just took a week out of your everyday life to go pretend, and then you go back to your regular life, or a month, whatever. I'm gonna just live off a minimum wage. Well, that's kind of an insult to joke around with our lives that way. So you can take that week and shove it. So what if you can't go down to the store and you can't afford to get your lemon curd bean paste, whatever the fuck it is that you're eating? Yeah, so what? Living that way for a week is not going to impress me. If you want to donate your money that you make for a month and live off a minimum wage, that would impress me a little bit more. So otherwise, fuck off. So there's one part of this song that I really think is funny because he says, you're, sitting there watching roaches climb the wall. And that resonated with me because I remember we were living in this apartment and it was right off the 101 freeway in Vermont Boulevard right there in LA. And it was a hot summer night. So I'm sleeping. I'm up in the top bunk. I'm laying there. I'm face down. I'm totally out, just asleep, no blankets, nothing. And I feel this roach and it falls off the roof and lands square in the middle of my back. Now, I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh my God, if I roll over, I'm going to squish him. So you just kind of let him run off and go do his thing. But that's the grossest thing because you're like, you can tell what kind it is. It's got one of those little small, light brown colored ones, the caramel ones, not the dark chocolate ones. And he lands on you. He's like trying to figure out how to flip back over. And you're like, oh my God, this is the grossest thing ever. But you don't do anything because then you're going to have squish roach all over your back. That's one of those things where you go, you know what? I'm never going to live like this ever again. I'm going to fix this shit and move on with my life and make it better. And that is my story that incorporates this whole song. So whether you like the song or not, I just made you listen to it. Now you have to deal with it.